Welcome to the MagiReco news. I'm your anchor, Yelm. Our top story today. Happy birthday for Madoka is not today, but is coming up. And we're gonna get a bunch of stuff for her birthday. First off, if you log in during her birthday, or like on 3rd of October, which is a national holiday where I live, that's cool. You get the opportunity to buy for 100 support points this Memoria in the support points shop. What's the Memoria actually do? It gives a debuff shield to all allies. 3 turns. It's okay. Nothing too special really, but you wouldn't expect anything too special. Additionally, whenever you log in, there will be special missions, I think. Oh yeah, it might actually be until the 13th of October. Yeah, so until the 13th of October, there will be special daily missions. And if you clear up to 45 of these, I think it says, then you get special stuff. Oh, okay, so apparently you have to do 45 quests, like PvE quests, while you have this one equipped. And then you will get a 10 pull ticket, you get rainbow orbs, you get extra SP points, just stuff. So as soon as this one comes out, put this on anyone, and then you just do your normal daily stuff. And after some point, you should be able to claim the final prize for this, which most importantly is the 10-point ticket. At least that's the way it seems like. Okay, moving on, we have the actual more important part of this entire thing. So not only is it Madoka's birthday, it's also going to be the release for the start of Scene 0. And what Scene 0 will be is basically you're going to be able to view some stories. But before I actually get to the actual Scene 0 stuff, we're going to get a character. Okay, so this character you might think is going to be Mapayu. And yes, but no, because actually it's Madoka. And in case you're wondering, but didn't we just have anime versions of these characters? Are we gonna have Scene 0 versions of these characters now? Yes. Yes, we're gonna have Scene 0 versions of probably, and it's still just a guess. My guess is we're gonna get Scene 0 versions of the entire Puella Magi Holy Quintet. Not Nagisa, she's not in the story as far as I know. So yeah, they're gonna get probably Scene 0 versions. We already have seen what looks like a Scene 0 version of Homura, but not in this news. So that's interesting. So yeah, this is basically just another version of the normal Madoka, who just looks like the normal Madoka, and that's about it. What does she actually do? Well, she seems to be kind of overpowered. We'll get to that, but she's a heal type, which is not good, but this is also not good, but her connect. She does the following. She gives light attack up, HP regen, HP restore, and MP restore, which means the MP restore means one time, which means you get a one time like 30 or 50, 35 or whatever MP at once. And the reason I'm explaining that is going to get important in a second. Then her Magia deals damage to all enemies, gives damage cut, and here's the important part, it gives MP regen, not restore, but MP regen to all allies. It also does, I think, light attack up. The Discord news does not show that. But also does light attack up to all allies. Seems, but yeah, damage cut, HP restore, HP restore doesn't matter, but yeah, MP regen. Now regen means that you get the buff that makes you gain MP every turn. So every turn you're gonna get more MP while you have this on there. So her connect gives MP restore, one-time effect. Her Magia gives MP regen, keeps happening every turn. Okay. Now there is a bit of a contention point here, because down here it usually advertises what the doppel does, and says that the doppel extends the light attack up, it extends the damage cut, blah blah blah, and it says it also restores MP. That's a bit of a weird wording, because it already restores MP, however it's not MP restore, it's MP regen. So this thing right here, it says it does MP regen, or I think in Japanese it's like automatic MP restore, and down here it says now doppel also adds MP restore. Does that mean that it increases the effect of the MP regen? Or, and I think this is actually more likely, does it add on top of the MP regen also an MP restore, so that it does both? If that's the case, if that is the case, then she will immediately be the best MP battery in the entire game. Kuro will have nothing on her if that's actually what she does. And that's gonna be interesting. So since I'm not gonna be doing a follow-up video on this, just come to the Discord when she releases. I'm gonna link the Discord in the description, guys. I know I keep saying that go to the MagiReco Reddit and then it's in the sidebar, but apparently that's not good enough, so I'm going to put it in the description. And yeah, we're going to be talking about this character when she releases, and you'll be able to see if she has both MP Restore and MP Regen. And then if she does, you might want to pull for her. Her active, so this is already insane. If her double actually does give both MP Reset and MP Regen and MP Restore. If she does both, that's already insane. And on top of that, she also gives light attack up. That's pretty darn cool. However, it doesn't end there, because here's also what she does. Her SE active is HP Regen and MP Regen to the entire team for 3 turns. So even more MP Regen for the entire team. Okay, so that's a lot already. That's a lot. Oh, okay, well we're not even scratched the surface yet. So there are 3 passes right here. That's a lot of words right here, because there's a pretty big passes here. The first one gives to all allies. What is this? Light, is that light attack up or is that dark damage cut? I think that's light attack up in here. At least I think so. Light attack up to all allies, as well as MP gain up to all allies. Oh, we're also getting MP gain up. Oh, that's cool. We get more of those effects. The other effect that we have here is two debuff shields and 2 status ailment shields for the entire party, similar to what Madoka and Iroha duo unit does. So yeah, everyone just gets 2 debuff shields and 2 ailment shields. That's cool. That's amazing for first 5 turns of a battle, or until they're consumed, of course. And then the final one gives, on top of all of that, MP up when damaged by weak element. Yeah, she gets hit by dark, she gets a whole shit ton of MP. That's cool. As well as just general MP bonus, more MP when damaged. So she has both of those effects rolled into one as a passive here. So everything she does generates a shit ton of MP for herself and for everyone. And her double might be the best MP restore double in the entire game. So she's looking to be pretty darn good. That said, like I said, maybe the double is not what we're thinking it is. So keep a lookout on the Discord. But I'm just saying she's looking to be the best MP battery in the game by far. She's gonna put Kure to shame with that. So that's interesting. Then we have down here another Memoria. It looks very similar to some Memoria I've already seen recently. It just gives Excel MP gain up, MP gain up, and it also gives, what is the other one? Damage up. Which, yeah, is pretty okay. It's a pretty okay memo. I'm saying it's not overpowered because we've already seen like multiple that are basically this exact memo just recently, like the last few months. So here's another one that has basically the same effect, and they're all really good. So this one's also going to be really, really good. So that we've already seen a whole bunch of these. And then the active is just Excel up and aim resistance. Who cares? It's cute though. Look at that. That's Amy. It's Amy down there. Yeah, that's the new Scene 0 Madoka. Keep a lookout for other Scene 0 characters. Speaking about more Scene 0 characters, here's Scene 0, where we're gonna get a Welfare Mapayu. Now that's kind of interesting that she's a Welfare 3-star, who probably is gonna get uncapped to 5-star over the course of this event, but right now she'll be capped to 4-star, but at some point in the story it's gonna be uncapped to 5-star. But in case you're wondering, oh, does that mean that Mapayu is just a Welfare? Well, yeah, this Mapayu is just a Welfare, but I assume that at the climax of the story, or whatever, at some point during the end of the story, that's going to be maybe some sort of different form of Mapayu, and that other form of Mapayu is probably going to be the 4-star premium character that you're going to have to roll for. And I assume they're going to give everyone a Mapayu, so you get really attached to her, and you're like, oh man, I really like Mapayu, and then they're going to be like, bam, here's the 4-star version, pay up. Maybe something like that. So she is an incredibly simple character. There's not really anything else to say about her. She's Magia with rather simple discs. She does like, the connect is like attack up and cleanse debuff or whatever. Is that really what it does? Yeah, remove debuffs. Then Magia is like damage to one enemy, and it does attack up to all allies. It removes granted effect and does MP damage to target, which is like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's like not really that important. The SE active, it just grants 2 debuff shields to all allies, which is, yeah, it's okay. Or whatever. Then the first passive is gives everyone a really weak, and I say really weak, like 5% maybe damage cut at the start of battle for like 5 turns. Okay, sure. She starts the battle with 20% MP up, and she, what is that? MP up when damaged? Sure. I mean, there's some nice effects here and there, but she doesn't seem to actually do anything much. I guess she can buff everyone with attack up, but she doesn't even have a double yet, so yeah, so far she's a really bare bones, just standard welfare character that doesn't actually do much. But if you like her, sure, you're gonna be able to use her and do stuff with her. Really, I don't really have anything to say about her. The actual Scene 0 event, however, is a lot more interesting. So this is gonna be sort of a long-running story, and this is just the beginning of the story. It's kind of like a new story arc. not maybe something similar to Puella Historia, but also not quite. It works kind of different. Okay, it works kind of different. Now here's the way it actually works. So in order to view story nodes of Scene 0, you will need to spend items. These are these items, I think they're called recall lamps. And in order to get these recall lamps, if that's indeed what they're called, yeah, in order to get these recall lamps, you can't farm them. You cannot farm them. You get some of these as a login bonus. You get some of these when you do your daily missions. You just get them as mission bonuses. I can see right here. I think this one is like do 3 battles or whatever, and then you get some lamps. Okay, so it's very controlled. You're only gonna be able to have a certain amount of lamps at any given point. Okay, and whenever you have some of these lamps, you can spend them to read, or rather to unlock some story nodes in Scene 0. Now, Scene 0 will have multiple story chunks, and each story chunk is called a film. And each film will have multiple story nodes, like a chapter basically. But they're not calling it chapters, they're calling them films, okay? And the first one is Film 1, okay? And Film 1 is rather important because once you have completed all of the story nodes of Film 1, you will unlock a bunch of stuff, okay? So here's what you're gonna unlock once you have completed the first chapter, Film 1, of Scene 0. You will unlock challenge modes where you're gonna have to fight against powerful bosses. These 2 bosses, Gertrude and Patricia, I think it is. You're gonna have to fight against these 2, like in individual battles. And there are 3 difficulty levels. Not challenge, EX, and Hunter with Evil's difficulty. No, these are different challenge difficulties. They're called difficult, perilous, and despair difficulty. Wow. Are they actually going to be able to survive a single Historia Yachio double even on despair difficulty? Probably not. I mean, that's funny to be fucking honest. You're probably not going to be that difficult if you have like a meta team. But if you don't have a meta team, maybe they're actually going to be really difficult. You know, like Extermination Battle was actually really difficult if you didn't have a meta teams, or like meta characters rather. So maybe they're going to be something like that, like more difficult than even the most difficult witches on Extermination Battles. Cool. When's the next Extermination Battle, by the way? We haven't had one in like over half a year. What the fuck, man? So yeah. So you're gonna fight against these bosses. They're even giving you some hints that, oh, they're gonna launch different attacks and abilities at you depending on their HP. Like when they get lower, they use more powerful stuff, like an actual boss battle. I'm still gonna one-shot them probably, or something like that. But we'll see, we'll see. They have a bunch of stuff, like tips that they're going to use anti-evade, they're going to use stun on you, you might want to use survive and stuff because they do really high damage and you need someone to like take a hit and survive and so on, oh my god. And they can use bind and curse and grant agility killer to themselves and then spam you with ailments if they actually survive. But, you know, if you actually fight them normally, then you might have to contend with like really powerful attacks from these bosses. And if you beat the most powerful version of them, the despair difficulty, you actually get a title. Wow, you get a title for it, which I don't actually see many people actually like swap out their titles when they like get a new title. I think most people just, they take a title and they like stick with it for like ever. But yeah, theoretically you get a new title. That's cool. Now something else you unlock after you have beaten the first film, the first chapter. I'm just gonna call them films. After you've beaten Film 1 of Scene 0 is you're gonna unlock side stories. And this is basically like, you know how there was main story and then there was another story and another story was just some side stuff? This is basically like that. You can unlock side stories that are not really directly part of main story for Scene 0, but are just bonus scenes. And these bonus scenes have to also be unlocked with special items, okay? And these special items are called door prize film or something like that? Door prize film? Yeah, what? Anyway. How do you get these door prize films? Can you farm them? No, you also can't farm these. You can't farm anything in Scene 0 apparently. How do you get door prize films? From login bonuses, apparently. Maybe there's going to be other ways of getting them later, but apparently also just as login bonuses. Like you log in every day, you get door prize films, and you can put a door prize film, or like multiple door prize films, I don't know, into the side story machine, and you get a random side story. It gives you a random side story whenever you use a door prize film, and let's say there's like 10 or 20 or whatever side stories every day. You're gonna put one of these in there, you're gonna get a random story, and then you can't get that story anymore. You basically unlocked it at that point, and now let's say there were 10 side stories. After you viewed your first one, now there's 9 side stories, and you view another one, it's 8 side stories, but it's random which ones you get. So you're just gonna have a random order of these side stories that you're gonna see, and everyone will have a different order. However, since no one here can actually read Japanese, it doesn't really matter which one you get anyway. You're gonna have to wait for a summary in the first place. But that's at least interesting for people who can't read Japanese, that they're gonna see entirely different scenes than maybe what other people are seeing, at least until we have all of them unlocked. That's pretty cool, I think. Interestingly enough, that basically means this entire event, or the entirety of Scene Zero, is stuff that you're just gonna do by logging in daily. Like, you have to log in daily. You can't just log in at the end of the entire event and then do everything at once. You have to log in every day and do your daily missions every day, so you can keep unlocking more stuff in Scene Zero. For someone like me, that doesn't matter, but for people who don't actually take part in any event and then only log in once at the end of the event, you can't do that with this one. You have to actually be here and do stuff to unlock this every day. That said, it's only your daily missions. Like, just do your daily missions every day, which honestly you should be doing anyway. It's like 10 Magia Stones every day, at least, that you get from just doing your daily missions. So you should get those 10 Magia Stones anyway. And if you get those 10 Magia Stones, you're also going to be able to unlock Scene Zero stuff. So you don't have to do anything special if you're already doing your daily missions every day. And yeah, that's all of the stuff. I think there's also some bonus missions. Yeah, there's limited time bonus missions that are running from the 3rd of October to the 16th of October, where you just get more lamps. Yeah, that you just get bonus lamps for doing daily stuff. I think these are just the missions that give you lamps. I think the last one is, yeah, do 10 battles. Yeah, it's just 10 battles, guys. Just do 10 battles, which you do anyway for your daily missions, and you get all this stuff. Awesome. And they're also saying, like, hey, for the very first login after the event starts, we're gonna give you 300 lamps right away. Awesome, cool. Whatever. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. So far, Scene Zero has started. We don't know how long it's going to be, because like I said, it's going to be something that's going to be running for a while now, with probably various updates every now and then. So far, we only have Film 1 and Film 2 unlocked. We don't know how many films there's going to be. But yeah, like, so far, Film 1 and Film 2. After Film 1, you unlock the side stories, you unlock the challenge battles, and that's the important stuff. It's possible that with the 300 recall lamps that you're going to get for the very first login, you can maybe already finish Film 1? I don't know, that would be pretty cool, I would say. So yeah, I think there's nothing else there. Yeah, that was that. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.